Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now, you got a lot of wine with different names: rum, um, whiskey, bourbon, gin, vodka, and so on and so on. But it's a major part of history, and until you know how it all came about, you will be out of the loop. Now we're gonna look at how the wine in America and in Europe had a significant part. These wine companies and those who sold wine in the Europe nations and in America, we're gonna see how these individuals came about and how important they are in the history, in modern history. So the first verse precept I'm gonna pull out is Zephaniah, the first chapter, verse 13. It says, "Therefore their goods shall become a booty. Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof." So it's going to be a group of people pretty much planting a vineyard to make the wine, but they're not going to be able to benefit off the wine like they want to. Now, let's go to Joel and get right into the meat of the operation. Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 1, because verse 1 tells you what it's all about. Joel chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "For behold, in those days and that time, when I will bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." Now, when he say bring again, he's pretty much saying he's going to revisit what happened in the slavery or the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. And so when you look at the captivity, it happened for a reason. And what was the reason that these people who took the children of Israel, the tribe of Judah and Jerusalem, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, what was the main reason that they wanted to enslave these individuals? When you go to Joel chapter 3, verse 3, it say, "And they cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink." And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Now, when you look at the sugarcane industry, it was a major crop that started the wine selling. And this was a strange wine, a new wine, because it wasn't coming from grapes, it was coming from sugarcane. They said empires were built on sugarcane. Some were practically founded on it. Say the majority of sugarcane was in Arab territories where slaves were forced to cultivate cane for distribution throughout Europe. You see? So these individuals was looking to make money off selling the sugar cane and what it produced. Let's get rum. The history of rum is a history of slavery in the Americas. You see? And Zephaniah was saying they would plant vineyards, but would not drink thereof. And Joel, at the end of Joel chapter 3, verse 3, it said that they might drink. So they did it so they can drink wine or rum or whatever the strong drink was. So it say the sugarcane industry was made possible by slavery. Slaves planted the sugarcane, fermented it, cut stalks, transferred it to the mill where the cane was crushed and juice extract. They strained the juice and placed it in boiling pots until the sugar. So that's a part of the history. Let's get this. Is a rum was trending spirit in the 1700s. American colonies loved rum, consuming 3.7 gallons a year per person. So this rum was major, and it built empires, and its whole history is with slavery. The slave trade was all about these dragons and these so-called African booty scratchers and these Arabs. They was all profiting off selling the wine, and they was liking to utilize the wine themselves. And so that's what the slave trade was all about. Now it say rum. Where did rum and sugar come from? What are their connections to Africa? Say a tapestry of trade woven into the histories of the Caribbean, Britain, America, and Africa. In addition to finding out where rum comes from and reading we'll find out about how European wealth on a massive scale was generated from the work of enslaved Israelites, not no Africans, in the Caribbean for generations, has created an imbalance of power right up to the day based on the business of international trade. So that's how the sugar cane came about. Because these dragons wanted to sell wine or liquor, however you see it. And so you got the sugar cane in the Caribbean and some of these islands going, helping them create wine, especially for the tribe of Judah. Now let's see the Jerusalem, how what you call it, Joel 3 say Jerusalem was participating into the Northern Kingdom. The Northern Kingdom was in California. It say California's wine industry was built on slave labor. Now when you go into how they did it, it says California, which have been, let me blow this up some. California, which had been part of Mexico until 1848, tried to solve the labor shortage in the spring of 1850 with a law that essentially enslaved Native Americans so they could be put to work in the vineyards. Now then That's what Zephaniah, the first chapter, said, that they would plant vineyards but not get any benefit, real benefit from it. And so that's what the Lord is bringing back, the captivity. He's revisiting the captivity and breaking down who this thing, what was this all about, and who was in captivity doing these things. Because see, he understood and set it up where the identity would be lost and the evidence was going to show itself through other parts. And this is one of those parts. All of the Israelites, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, planted vineyards so the wine can be made in these European countries and Arab countries who was selling the children of Israel. Because it say, I'm going to read that again, Joel chapter 3 verse 3, and they shall cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So they was selling the children of Israel so they can drink this wine and everything. And that's a major identification, because people will say, oh, it's been many slaveries and captivities, but was it about wine? What was the purpose of it? Was the purpose about wine? I don't think so. The purpose wasn't about wine, and it's the children of Israel who was going through all these things, and this is the evidence. Who was this modern wine that they got? All these liquors and strong drinks, as the Bible calls them, all come from the slave labor of the Israelites. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders pushing the truth worldwide. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.